I feel like many of you will be able to relate to this video. So many times, especially at the start of my career, I thought I was quite self-aware. I thought I knew quite a lot about people, how people interact, because I'd studied psychology, I'd studied criminology. But studying and living it are two very different things. So carry on watching as I reveal to you the one shift that will help you if you want to become a probation officer. My name is Sarah and I share videos to help you become a probation officer so that you can get into your dream career much quicker, because you're listening to someone who's already been there and just sharing the realities of the job. So what is the powerful shift that you need to make to help you become a probation officer? So those of us who are coming into psychology, criminology jobs, we have a tendency to put all our energy and focus into learning about other people, learning about human behaviour, why this person reacts like that, why that person thinks like that. And one key thing that I've noticed is we can tend to abandon ourselves because we're focusing so much on other people. But actually, what I found is the thing we're more interested in learning about most is the thing that we need to learn most about ourselves. So this is what I talk about in my book. I encourage you to turn it around and change that focus from other people and turning it back towards yourself so that you can grow into a much better person. And I get it, other people are interesting, and we can go through lives and the busyness of lives of focusing on our career and delving into it. And then you come to a point where you realise, what do I even know about myself, my true self? And this is somewhere where I got to when I was about 27 and I had my first child. And I guess the world had to slow down a bit. I had to listen to my body. I had to tune in much more to like me and where my life is going and my decisions and who I am as a person. That's why I share also what I share, not only tips and strategies to become a probation officer, but to help you navigate life, because being a probation officer, it is a stressful job, and hopefully these tools will help you be more resilient through those difficult times in the job. And make sure you stay tuned to the end, because I'm going to share with you the most important shift that you can make to ensure that you are successful, not only in getting the job, but when you are in the job. So if you are here on this channel, it's likely you either want to be a probation officer, you are maybe at the start of your probation career, or maybe you're just not sure and you're figuring out what career you want in criminology. But I guarantee you this, you have several limiting beliefs that are holding you back from truly doing what you want to do. How do I know this? Because I had those limiting beliefs, and the clients that I work with have those limiting beliefs. And let's be real here, you are never ever going to eradicate those thought patterns and those beliefs, because they have been with you your whole life. But I'm going to share with you tools that can help you just chip away it, and it's like you're tipping the balance. So instead of having all those things, all those limiting beliefs that are tipping the balance, that you've got all the limiting beliefs here, it's about, okay, let's bring in some tools so that those limiting beliefs become diminished. And that's what I'm going to go through with you today. So the first limiting belief you might have is you're not the kind of person that can do this job. Maybe because of what you've heard about the nature of the job, the kind of clients you'd be working with in the job. Maybe you feel like you're not old enough, maybe you feel like you're too old, maybe you feel like you don't have the experience, maybe you feel like multiple reasons. How do I know this? Because I've been there, I had those exact same limiting beliefs. Did it stop me? No. Did it nearly stop me? Maybe, but I feel like no. Some of you may be holding yourself back. I've said this before, one thing that can help you overcome this is through journaling. And I've spoken about this lots of times, but I'll briefly go through the importance of developing a journaling habit. Is because by journaling daily, you are reflecting on yourself, on your decision-making processes, in your habits, on the things that keep coming up for you, and you can stop and challenge them. Instead of accepting them to be true, you can say, well, hang on a minute, What if I was old enough to do the job? What if I was capable to do the job? So share with me below, do you do journaling? Do you need help making this a routine and a habit in your life? Quite important to know as well where those limiting beliefs come from. And in my experience, from me working as a probation officer and seeing these limiting beliefs show up on the clients that I'm working with, on how they show up in myself, how they show up now with my coaching clients, is it comes from several key areas. Your upbringing. Those of you that studied psychology, you know how important your early years are and your upbringing. If your parents have handed down to you their own beliefs, which they do just naturally without even thinking, that is going to be your way of thinking. So your parents may say stuff like, they may question your ability, question your decisions. Second thing is maybe like the school system. We've all been in the school system for such a long time. Again, everything is broken down into capabilities, what you can and can't do. But school doesn't necessarily promote all the skills out there. It promotes a small skill set, and if you don't fit into that, you can very quickly start to believe that you're not good enough for certain things. The third thing is society. We get so many messages that are telling us we're not good enough. We need to have this material thing to get good at this. We need to have this particular relationship to be whole. We need to have this particular item so that we can get on the next level. It's like they want us to get more and more, and that makes us feel less and less. And once you understand that it's all just marketing and it's all part of encouraging you to spend more and buy more, you realize that's not actually who you are. I'm not saying it's an easy process to start realizing this, but again, by going back to my first point, just by journaling to really realize what is you and what is the messages that you have been receiving all of this time. You know, if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, that's a lot of time that has gone by where you've been having a certain kind of thinking and certain kind of influences. So I'm not saying this is quick, I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, especially in terms of it being easy, how many of you actually sit down by yourself and have time to journal without getting distracted, picking up your phone or wanting to go down and watch TV or wanting to go and spend time with other people? So it's really, really important to carve out that time for you, because it will benefit you in the long run. So another limiting belief, and another very real belief, is the thought that you can't do this job because it's too stressful. And maybe you're thinking, I can't even handle my own life. How am I going to handle this? Maybe you experience anxiety and you think, can I do the job if I've got anxiety? And I'm here to say, yes, you can, but you have to develop the tools to be able to be aware of this, to be aware of when you are more heightened, more triggered by things, then you can navigate through it more smoother. So I'm not saying the stress is going to go away, the anxiety is going to go away, but it's about what tools have you got that you can draw on when you are doing this job. But ultimately, it's about challenging that belief. Is it true? Is it true you really can't handle your life? So maybe write that down. What have you handled in your life this far? What have you handled this week? What have you handled this month? Because no one else is going to be doing that work for you. You have to do it yourself to be able to really believe deep down in yourself that you can handle this. So that is my invitation for you today, to do a journal prompt to help you overcome that. So firstly, you can write down, I can manage stressful situations because, and when you're doing that, think what situations you have overcome in the past. And that will all help you to believe and develop that belief in yourself truly from within. And the third most important shift for you to make is accepting that where you are now, it's okay to be there, as long as you are working and taking action towards your goals. It can be very confusing when people say you need to accept the situation. That can sometimes often lead to complacency, and you're like, well, I've just got to accept the situation. But you can very quickly fall into that and be like, well, I won't need to take action. But it's much easier to accept your situation if you know you are working towards your goal. which is why a lot in my coaching sessions I talk about setting intentions and focusing on your goals, so that becomes easier to just accept, you know what, I'll accept where I am because I'm working on where I want to be. And I feel like that would help loads of you, because I know a lot of you say that you feel stuck. You've maybe just finished uni, you want to get started in a career, or maybe you're feeling stuck because you're in a career that's not really where you want to be. And the next stage seems, it can seem like completely, like you don't know, like unbelievable, the next step, because the next step is so different from where you are now, and you can feel stuck, and then you can feel overwhelmed with how to even get there. So things that can help you just accept where you are whilst also taking action is to, every evening before you go to bed, or you can do this when you wake up in the morning, write at least 3 things that you feel grateful for, and make them specific. You don't want to do generic ones. So what specifically can you feel grateful for about where you are now? Like if I look back to when I just graduated, things I could have been grateful for: I didn't have a mortgage, so I could have lived anywhere. I didn't have children. Again, I could have done anything, anywhere. Yes, I did have a job, but at least the job was 9 to 5 and I could do what I want within reason at the weekends. So that's just 3 specific things I could have been grateful for if I was in your position back then. And like I say, everything that I'm sharing with you is going to help you for the now, but also for when you are in the job as a probation officer. And the reason I feel like this is so important is because you may hear all the time that being a probation officer can lead to burnout, it can be a challenging job. And this is why I really want to stress the importance of building these develops and these habits now. So can you imagine what it'll feel like just to feel a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more calm, a little bit more lighter in yourself while you are on this journey to where you want to be? So imagine how that will feel. And my most kind of important thing I want you to take away is, with all of this stuff, when I mentioned journaling as the kind of the solution, the thing that will help you to be able to implement that, is to be consistent with it. So don't think I need to write 10 pages a day. Like I said, just start with those 3 gratitudes or those 2 prompts and build it into your routine. So maybe you want to do it in the morning, maybe you want to do it at night before bed. Just keep it short when you're first building up your routine. I remember when I first started, I think my coach said to me, do like 3 pages. And then I started enjoying it, and it just became a part of something I looked forward to before I went to bed. So if you are looking for more strategic videos of, yes, Sarah, I just want to know, like, how do I complete the application form? How do I get through to the interview? You can check out my other videos that are on the channel, and make sure that you subscribe while you're there checking them out, and I'll see you next time. If you are someone who wants to be a probation officer, or maybe you're not sure that you want to be a probation officer but you want a career in criminology, I've put together the ultimate guide for how to get a career in criminology. And this guide is taken from all the questions and comments from YouTube, all questions and comments from TikTok and Instagram, and I've compiled them as well with all of my knowledge. This is not just something you're going to get off Google, but it will help you find out exactly how you can get a job by knowing exactly what search terms to use, knowing exactly what organisations to look up, what different job roles to look up, what steps you can take next. So go and have a look at that. I've left it in the download for you to download below. So it's ultimate guide to how to get a career in criminology that will help you, so go and grab it now.